I'll beat you this time, Dad. You've said that 5 times already. I laughed as I held the game controller away from Lily. And you've lost every round. She crossed her arms and pouted. That's because you're cheating. I'm not cheating. You are. Prove it. I can't. Then I'm innocent. She burst into laughter and jumped onto the couch beside me. You always win. Not always. Name one time. When your mom convinced me to paint my office pink for your birthday. Lily giggled. Mom still laughs about that. So do I. For a moment, everything felt perfect. Saturday afternoons were my favorite. No meetings. No deadlines. Just my little family. Olivia walked through the living room carrying a basket of laundry. You two are being too loud, she said. Lily smiled. Dad keeps cheating. Olivia barely looked at me, then stopped playing with him. Her voice wasn't angry. It was simply empty. A few years ago, she would have laughed with us. Now she barely stayed in the room. I watched her disappear upstairs. Lily leaned closer. Is Mom mad? No. She doesn't smile much anymore. I forced a smile. Adults get tired sometimes. Are you tired? Sometimes. But you still smile. Because you give me a reason. She wrapped her arms around my neck. I love you, Dad. I love you more. No, I love you more. We'll argue about that forever. Deal. She ran toward the kitchen. What are we eating? Homemade pasta. Can I help? You can be my official taste tester. That's the most important job. It really is. She celebrated like she had won a trophy. While I chopped vegetables, I glanced toward the stairs. Olivia hadn't come back down. Lately, they had become normal. She spent more time alone than with us. I kept telling myself it was work stress. Marriage changes. People change. Life gets busy. I repeated those excuses so often that I almost believed them. A few minutes later, Olivia finally came downstairs. I'm going to the grocery store, she said. We already bought everything yesterday. I forgot a few things. I can go. No, I don't mind. I said I've got it. She grabbed her purse without looking at me. Lily waved. Bye, Mommy. Bye, sweetheart. The front door closed. Lily looked at me. She forgot to kiss you. I laughed quietly. She was in a hurry. She forgot yesterday too. Children noticed everything. I wish they didn't. An hour later, dinner was almost ready. Lily wandered back into the living room. Dad. Yeah. Can I borrow your phone? Mine is charging. Of course. I unlocked it and handed it to her. Don't buy anything. I only want to watch cat videos. I trust you. She smiled proudly. I'll prove you're right. I returned to the kitchen and stirred the pasta sauce. For the first time that day, I felt completely at peace. I had no idea that within a few minutes, one innocent tap from my 8-year-old daughter would destroy everything I believed about my marriage. I heard Lily laughing from the living room. Dad, this cat fell off the table. Was the cat okay? I asked. I think so. It just looked surprised. I smiled as I sprinkled cheese over the pasta. Good. No laughing if the cat got hurt. I'm only laughing because it jumped right back up. Fair enough. For a few quiet minutes, everything felt normal again. Then I heard her voice. Dad. Yeah. Come here. I'll be there in a minute. No, come now. Something in her tone made me stop stirring the sauce. I wiped my hands on a towel and walked into the living room. Lily was sitting cross-legged on the couch with my phone in her hands. She looked confused. Dad, I found more pictures. What pictures? She turned the screen toward me. I think Mom forgot to show us these vacation photos. My heart skipped a beat. I don't remember this place. Neither did I. I took the phone from her. A hidden photo folder was open. I had never created one. There was no password because the folder had already been unlocked after Lily accidentally entered my phone passcode while tapping through menus. At first, I only saw beach pictures. Then I looked closer. Olivia was smiling. Not the polite smile she gave me these days. It was the bright, carefree smile I hadn't seen in years. But she wasn't alone. A man stood beside her with his arm around her waist. I frowned. Who is that? Lily leaned closer. I don't know. My fingers began to shake. I swiped to the next picture. Another hotel. Another smile. Another embrace. The next image showed them holding hands. Then another. Then another. Each picture felt like someone was driving a knife deeper into my chest. Dad. I barely heard Lily. Why is Mommy with that man? The words wouldn't come. I opened a video by mistake. Olivia laughed. I missed you. The man answered, not as much as I missed you. I stopped the video immediately. My stomach twisted. My chest felt tight. It suddenly became hard to breathe. Dad, are you okay? I forced myself to look at Lily instead of the screen. Yeah. No, you're not. I'm just surprised. Is Mommy in trouble? No. Then why do you look like you're going to cry? I swallowed hard. Because my entire life had just cracked open. Because nothing on that screen made sense. Because I didn't recognize the woman I had shared a home with for 12 years. But I couldn't tell my little girl any of that. I knelt beside her. Lily. Yeah. You didn't do anything wrong. I didn't. No. I thought I pressed something bad. You didn't. I'm sorry anyway. I hugged her tightly. You never have to apologize for telling me the truth. She hugged me back without understanding why my arms were shaking. Can we still eat dinner? I closed the hidden folder and locked my phone. Of course. Is Mom coming home soon? I think so. She smiled. Good. I want us to eat together. I forced another smile. So do I. But deep inside, a terrifying thought had already begun to grow. What if the family I believed in had never really existed? I carried my phone into the kitchen and placed it face down on the counter. My hands were still trembling. Dad, Lily called. The pasta smells amazing. Thanks, sweetheart. Dinner is ready. She climbed onto her chair with a big smile. Can we wait for Mom? Yes, I answered quietly. We'll wait. A few minutes later, the front door opened. I'm home, Olivia said. Lily jumped off her chair and hugged her. Mom, we waited for you. Olivia smiled at Lily and kissed her forehead. Thank you, sweetheart. Then she looked at me. Everything okay? I forced myself to meet her eyes. Yeah, everything's fine. For the first time, saying those words felt like a lie. We sat down together. Lily happily talked about the funny cat videos she had watched. One cat stole a sandwich, she said. Olivia laughed. That sounds like something our neighbor's cat would do. I watched her smile. It looked so natural, so real. Yet only minutes earlier, I had seen another smile, the one she saved for another man. Ethan, she asked. H.M. You're quiet. Long week at work. You should rest after dinner. I will. She nodded and continued eating as if nothing had happened. I wondered how many dinners like this we had shared while she carried that secret. How many times had she looked me in the eye after meeting him? How many birthdays? How many anniversaries? How many promises had been empty? Dad. Lily's voice pulled me back. You forgot your drink. Oh. I picked up my glass. Thanks. She smiled proudly. You always remind me to pay attention. Today I reminded you. I guess we're even. After dinner, Lily yawned. I'm sleepy. Olivia stood. I'll put her to bed. I'd like to do it tonight, I said. She looked surprised. Okay. Lily grabbed my hand. Can you read 2 chapters instead of 1? I think we can make that deal. Best dad ever. In her room, I read slowly while she listened with sleepy eyes. Before closing the book, she whispered, Dad. Yes. You still look sad. I'm just tired. She reached for my hand. I love you. I love you too. Everything will be okay. I wished I believed that. After she fell asleep, I quietly closed her bedroom door. The house was silent. Olivia was downstairs watching television. For a long moment, I stood in the hallway, staring at my phone. I wanted answers. I wanted to scream. I wanted to ask why. Instead, I took a deep breath and walked into my home like a stranger. Are you coming to watch the movie? Olivia asked. Maybe later. She shrugged. Don't stay up too late. Those simple words almost broke me. She spoke with the same calm voice she always used, as if our marriage were normal. As if she hadn't hidden another life behind that familiar smile. I walked into my office, closed the door, and unlocked my phone again. One by one, I opened the hidden photos. Then the videos. Then the messages. My heartbeat grew heavier with every swipe. The dates stretched back years. Hotel reservations. Romantic selfies. I miss you already. I can't wait to see you again. I love you. Every message stole another piece of the man I thought I was. I covered my mouth to keep myself from making a sound. Not because I wanted to protect Olivia. Because I wanted to protect Lily. She deserved one peaceful night before her world changed forever. I stared at our family photo sitting on my desk. For years, I had believed it captured my perfect life. Now it felt like a picture of a lie. That was the moment I finally accepted the truth. The woman I had trusted with my heart had been living a second life, and I had never seen it. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Olivia smiling at another man. By morning, I had already made one decision. I wasn't going to confront her. Not yet. If I wanted the truth, I needed facts instead of anger. At breakfast, Lily smiled as if nothing had changed. Dad, can you take me to school today? Of course. Olivia looked at me. I thought you had an early meeting. It was cancelled. She nodded without asking another question. You seem tired, she said. I didn't sleep well. You should see a doctor. I almost laughed. A doctor can't fix everything. She looked away. After dropping Lily at school, I drove to my office, but I couldn't focus on work. Instead, I opened our joint bank account. At first, everything looked normal. Then I noticed several payments I didn't recognize. Luxury hotels, expensive restaurants, weekend flights. The charges were spread over years. Always during Olivia's so-called business trips. I whispered to myself, please tell me there's another explanation. There wasn't. My phone rang. It was Daniel. Hey, man, he said. You sound terrible. Everything okay? I'm fine. No, you're not. I'm just tired. Ethan, I've known you for 20 years. I stayed silent. He sighed. I'm coming over. You don't have to. I'm already in the parking lot. 10 minutes later, Daniel walked into my office carrying 2 cups of coffee. You look awful. I feel worse. He sat across from me. Talk. I can't. You can. If I say it out loud, it becomes real. He waited. He didn't rush me. Finally, I unlocked my phone and handed it to him. Look. He opened the hidden folder. His face changed within seconds. What? He kept scrolling. No. Another swipe. No way. Then he placed the phone on the desk. When did you find this? Saturday. And you've been carrying this alone? I nodded. I didn't want Lily to know. You did the right thing. Did I? Yes. I feel stupid. Ethan. I should have noticed. Stop. I ignored every warning. No. I trusted her. That's not a crime. It feels like one. Daniel leaned forward. Listen to me carefully. I looked at him. You trusted your wife because she was your wife. I still failed. No. I should have asked more questions. You loved her. I believed every excuse. Because that's what good husbands do. I rubbed my eyes. I keep replaying every memory. That's normal. Our vacations. He nodded. Our anniversary dinners. I know. The night she said she had to work late. He stayed quiet. What if all of it was fake? Daniel answered without hesitation. Not all of it. How can you know? Because Lily is real. I looked at him. The love you have for your daughter is real. I swallowed hard. Don't let Olivia's lies steal the parts of your life that were honest. I sat there in silence. Then Daniel spoke again. What are you planning? I don't know. You do. I want answers. Then don't confront her yet. I wasn't going to. Good. I need proof. You need the whole truth. I nodded. I'm scared of what I'll find. Daniel picked up my phone and locked the screen. The truth hurts, he said quietly, but it always hurts less than living inside a lie. Daniel's words stayed with me long after he left my office. Instead of driving home, I remained at my desk and started checking every record I could find. Bank statements, credit card bills, old emails, calendar reminders. At first, the pieces didn't seem connected. Then they slowly began fitting together. I whispered, "How did I miss this?" My phone buzzed. It was Olivia. "Olivia, are you coming home for dinner?" "Me, I'll be a little late." "Olivia, working again?" "Me, yeah." "Olivia, don't stay too long. Lily misses you." I stared at the message for several seconds. The woman who had lied to me for years still knew exactly what to say. That hurt more than I expected. I opened our shared calendar from 3 years earlier. Every business trip she had taken was marked in blue. One weekend caught my attention. She had told me she was attending a marketing conference in Chicago. I searched the credit card records. There was no conference registration. Instead, I found a payment for a luxury hotel. The same weekend. The same city. I felt my stomach tighten. No. I searched another trip. Then another. The pattern repeated itself. Hotel. Dinner. Flights. Always during a business trip. Always when I believed she was working. My office door opened. Daniel stepped inside again. "I had a feeling you'd still be here." "I found more." He pulled up a chair. "Show me." I turned the monitor toward him. He read quietly. After a minute, he sighed. "This wasn't random." "I know." "This was planned." "I know." "For years." I couldn't answer. Daniel looked at me. "Ethan." "What?" "You need someone who does this professionally." "You mean a lawyer?" "Eventually." "What first?" "A private investigator." I hesitated. "Is that really necessary?" "If she's hidden this much already, you can't assume you've found everything." I leaned back. "I hate this." "I know. I never imagined my marriage would become an investigation." "It already has." He pulled a business card from his wallet. "I've never used him personally, but a coworker recommended him." I looked at the card. "Marcus Hill, private investigator." "You trust him?" "I trust the person who recommended him." I nodded slowly. "Call him." I took a deep breath and dialed the number. A calm voice answered. "Marcus Hill speaking. My name is Ethan Brooks." "How can I help you, Mr. Brooks?" "I think my wife has been living a double life." There was a short pause. "I'm sorry to hear that." "I need the truth." "I don't deal in guesses," he replied. "I deal in facts." "That's exactly what I need." "When can we meet?" "Tomorrow morning." "My office. 9 o'clock." "I'll be there." After ending the call, I placed the phone on the desk. Daniel smiled faintly. "You just made the hardest call." "It didn't feel hard." "No." "It felt necessary." He stood. "Remember something." "What?" "Don't let anger make your decisions." "I'll try." "No." He looked directly into my eyes. "Promise me." I nodded. "I promise." He held out his hand. I shook it firmly. As he walked toward the door, he stopped one last time. "Ethan." "Yeah." "Truth is stronger than anger." I watched him leave. For the first time since Lily handed me my phone, I felt something stronger than heartbreak. I felt determination. Whatever Marcus Hill uncovered next, I was finally ready to face Tide. Next morning, I arrived at Marcus Hill's office 10 minutes early. The waiting room was quiet. Every tick of the clock felt heavier than the last. A tall man opened the door. "Mr. Brooks?" "Yes." "I'm Marcus Hill. Come in." I followed him into his office. He shook my hand. "Please, have a seat." "Thank you." Marcus opened a notebook. "Tell me everything from the beginning." I took a deep breath. My daughter accidentally opened a hidden folder on my phone. He looked up. "Your phone?" "Yes." It was synced to our family cloud account. I never knew the folder existed. "What did you find?" "Photos. Videos. Messages." "With the same man?" "Yes." Do you know his name? No. Marcus nodded. Do you want proof, or do you want assumptions? Proof. Good answer. He closed the notebook. I'll verify everything before making any conclusions. How long will it take? A few days. I'll wait. You've already waited years without knowing it. His words hit me harder than I expected. Before leaving, he said, Don't confront your wife. I won't. If she realizes you're investigating, she may destroy evidence. I understand. 3 days passed. I barely spoke at home. Olivia acted like everything was normal. One evening she smiled and asked, Are you feeling better? A little. I'm glad. I looked at her. How was work today? Busy. Any meetings? A few. She answered without hesitation. I wondered how many times she had practiced lying. The fourth morning, my phone rang. It was Marcus. Mr. Brooks? Yes. I have something you need to see. I'll be there in 20 minutes. When I arrived, he placed a thick file on the desk. I confirmed the man's identity. My hands tightened. Who is he? Ryan Carter. The name meant nothing to me. Marcus continued. Business consultant. 40 years old. How long? He looked directly at me. Are you sure you want the answer? Yes. He slid several photographs across the desk. They've been meeting regularly. I stared at the pictures. Restaurants, hotels, airport terminals, vacation rentals, different cities, different seasons, always together. Marcus spoke quietly. I also confirmed travel records. I swallowed hard. The trips Olivia called business conferences. Most of them never existed. I couldn't speak. He opened another folder. These are hotel invoices. Another folder. Flight confirmations. Another. Restaurant receipts. Everything had dates. Everything matched. Every excuse. Every lie. Every missing weekend. Marcus folded his hands. There's one more thing. I looked up. What is it? The affair didn't begin recently. My heart pounded. When? He slowly pushed the final document toward me. I verified messages, travel records, and financial activity. I stared at the first page. The earliest date was almost 5 years old. 5 years. Nearly half a decade. While I celebrated birthdays. While I planned anniversaries. While I believed we were building a future together. She had been living another life. Marcus broke the silence. I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks. I closed the file. For a long moment, I couldn't breathe. Then I finally spoke. I won't act out of anger. Marcus nodded. I can see that. I'll act with the truth. As I picked up the evidence and walked toward the door, one painful realization echoed through my mind. My marriage hadn't fallen apart overnight. It had been built on deception for nearly 5 years. I carried Marcus's file home but left it locked inside my office drawer. Not because I doubted the truth. Because I couldn't let Lily see what was inside. That evening, she ran to the front door the moment I walked in. Dad. I smiled despite the weight on my chest. Hey, sweetheart. She wrapped her arms around me. I got an A on my spelling test. You did? She proudly held up her paper. I only missed one word. I laughed softly. That's amazing. I'm proud of you. Olivia walked into the hallway. See? I told you she'd do great. I looked at her. You did. For a second, our eyes met. She smiled like everything was normal. I forced myself to smile back. Lily grabbed both our hands. Family hug. I froze. Olivia stepped closer without hesitation. The three of us stood together for a few seconds. Lily laughed. This is my favorite. Mine used to be too. Now it felt like I was standing inside a photograph that had already shattered. At dinner, Lily talked non-stop about school. My teacher said we're going on a field trip next month. That sounds fun, I said. I hope both of you can come. Olivia answered first. I'll try. Lily looked at me. What about you? I wouldn't miss it. She smiled. Promise. I promise. For her, I would keep every promise I made. After Lily went upstairs, Olivia began clearing the table. You've been quiet lately, she said. Work has been busy. You've said that all week. It's true. She looked at me for a moment. If something's wrong, you can tell me. The words almost made me laugh. Instead, I simply nodded. I know. That night, I couldn't sleep again. I kept asking myself the same question. Should I expose Olivia now? Or should I wait until I could protect Lily from the storm that was coming? Every answer felt wrong. The next afternoon, I visited my mother, Emma. The moment she opened the door, she frowned. Ethan. Hi, Mom. She hugged me tightly. You look exhausted. I've had a rough week. She poured 2 cups of tea and sat across from me. Tell me what's really happening. I can't. You've never been able to hide your pain from me. I looked down at my hands. What if someone you trusted broke your heart? She stayed quiet. What would you do? She reached across the table and gently held my hand. I would cry. I already have. I would pray. I've tried. And then? She looked into my eyes. I would decide what kind of man I wanted to be after the pain. I frowned. What does that mean? It means betrayal changes people. It already changed me. It doesn't have to. I'm angry. I know. I want answers. That's understandable. I want justice. She nodded slowly. But don't let hatred decide who you become. I swallowed hard. That's easier said than done. She smiled sadly. The hardest choices are usually the ones worth making. Her words stayed with me long after I left her house. For the first time since discovering Olivia's secret, I stopped asking myself how I could hurt her. Instead, I started asking a different question. How could I protect the only innocent person left in all of this? The answer was always the same. Lily. The next morning, I called the number Marcus had given me. Sarah Mitchell speaking. My name is Ethan Brooks. Mr. Brooks, Marcus told me you might call. I need legal advice. Can you come in this afternoon? Yes. I'll make time for you. At 2 o'clock, I walked into her office carrying the file Marcus had prepared. Sarah greeted me with a firm handshake. Please, have a seat. Thank you. She opened the file and quietly read through the documents. When she finished, she looked up. You've collected strong evidence. I wish I never had to. I understand. What should I do? She folded her hands. First, don't confront your wife yet. I've heard that before. Because it's good advice. I want to tell her I know everything. I believe you. But if you act emotionally, you could hurt your legal position. I sighed. So I stay silent. For now. It feels like I'm letting her win. No. Sarah shook her head. Patience isn't surrender. Then what is it? It's preparation. I looked at the papers. Can I protect Lily? That should be your highest priority. It already is. She smiled. Good. I don't want my daughter caught in the middle. Then don't make her choose sides. I never will. Sarah handed the file back to me. From today forward, save every document. I will. Bank records. I have them. Travel receipts. I've collected those too. Messages. I've saved everything. She nodded with approval. You're thinking clearly. I don't feel clear. You don't have to feel calm to make smart decisions. Her words reminded me of Daniel. Truth is stronger than anger. Before I left, Sarah said one more thing. Mr. Brooks. Yes. When this is over, don't build your future around revenge. What should I build it around? She answered without hesitation. Peace. I thanked her and drove straight to work. I tried focusing on my projects, but my mind kept drifting. Around lunchtime, someone knocked gently on my office door. Busy. I looked up. It was Grace Turner from the marketing department. Not really. She stepped inside holding 2 coffee cups. I noticed you've been skipping lunch all week. I wasn't hungry. I didn't believe that. She placed 1 cup on my desk, so I brought coffee anyway. You didn't have to. I know. I smiled for what felt like the first time in days. Thank you. She studied my face. You look exhausted. I've had a difficult week. You don't have to explain. I appreciate that. She leaned against the doorway. Can I tell you something? Sure. A few years ago, I went through the hardest season of my life. I stayed quiet. I honestly believed I'd never be happy again. What changed? I kept showing up. That's it. One day at a time. She smiled gently. People survive impossible things more often than they realize. After she walked away, I looked down at the untouched coffee. For the first time in weeks, I believed I might survive this too. Grace's words stayed in my mind for the rest of the afternoon. I wasn't thinking about revenge anymore. I was thinking about survival. When I arrived home that evening, Lily ran into the hallway. Dad. Hey, sweetheart. Guess what? What? I made a drawing for you. She handed me a folded piece of paper. I opened it carefully. It showed the three of us standing together under a bright blue sky. Above our heads, she had written, "My happy family." My throat tightened. It's beautiful, I whispered. You really like it? I love it. She smiled and hugged me. I'm going to hang it in your office. I'd like that. Olivia walked into the room. Dinner's ready. We sat around the table. Lily happily talked about school while Olivia asked me about work. Busy day? Olivia asked. Very. You've been working late a lot. I've had things to finish. You should take a break. I will. She smiled. I miss spending time with you. Those words cut deeper than she could ever imagine. I wanted to ask her one simple question. Then why did you spend years with someone else? Instead, I stayed silent. Lily looked at both of us. We should have movie night this weekend. That sounds fun, Olivia said. Lily turned to me. What do you think? I think I'd love to. She clapped excitedly. It's a deal. I smiled for her. Only for her. Later that night, after Lily fell asleep, Olivia stopped outside my office. Are you coming to bed? I have a little more work. Don't stay up too late. I won't. She closed the door. The moment I heard her footsteps fade away, I unlocked my desk drawer. Marcus's file. Sarah's notes. Bank statements. Hotel invoices. Flight records. Printed messages. I spread everything across the desk. One by one, I placed each document into separate folders. Financial records. Travel history. Photos. Messages. Nothing was left to chance. Every page told the same story. Every date exposed another lie. I opened my laptop and created digital backups. Then I copied everything onto an external drive. I whispered to myself, no mistakes. My phone vibrated. It was Daniel. How did the meeting with Sarah go? It helped. What did she say? Don't rush. Smart woman. She told me patience isn't surrender. I like that. So do I. He paused before asking, how are you really doing? I looked at Lily's drawing hanging beside my desk. I'm still hurting. That's normal. But I'm thinking differently now. What do you mean? I'm done asking how to destroy Olivia. And I'm asking how to rebuild myself. Daniel laughed softly. That's the first good thing I've heard you say in weeks. I think Mom was right. About what? If I let hatred control me, Olivia wins twice. Exactly. We ended the call a few minutes later. I looked around my office. The evidence was complete. The plan was beginning to take shape. Soon, I would have to face Olivia. Soon, every lie would come into the light. But not tonight. Tonight, my job was simple. Protect Lily. Protect the truth. Protect my future. I carefully locked every document inside the cabinet, slipped the key into my pocket, and turned off the light. As I walked upstairs, I realized my silence wasn't weakness. It was preparation. And when the time finally came to make my move, I would be ready. I woke up before sunrise. For the first time in weeks, my hands were steady. The fear was still there. The pain was still there. But the doubt was gone. I had every answer I needed. Now it was time for the truth. Lily came downstairs wearing her school backpack. Morning, Dad. Morning, sweetheart. She smiled. You made pancakes. I figured you deserved your favorite breakfast. She hugged me. Best dad ever. Olivia walked into the kitchen. Something smells good. I made enough for everyone. She looked surprised. You've been unusually nice today. I looked at her calmly. I've been thinking a lot. She smiled. About what? We'll talk tonight. Her smile faded for a second. Is something wrong? We'll talk tonight. She studied my face but didn't ask another question. After dropping Lily at school, I drove straight to Sarah's office. She greeted me with a serious expression. You've made your decision? I have. Are you certain? Yes. She placed a folder in front of me. These are the divorce papers. I looked at them without opening the file. I never imagined I'd need these. No one does. I want this handled respectfully. That's the best approach. I don't want Lily caught in a war. Then don't start one. I nodded. I won't. Sarah leaned forward. When you confront Olivia, stay calm. I can do that. Don't argue. I won't. Present the facts. I will. If she lies, I'll show more evidence. If she blames you, I'll stay calm. Sarah gave me a small smile. You're ready. I don't feel ready. You don't have to feel ready. What matters is that you're prepared. I thanked her and left. That evening, I asked Lily to spend a few hours at my mother's house. She tilted her head. Can I have a sleepover with Grandma? I smiled. I think she'd love that. Yay. Olivia looked at me. Why is she staying there tonight? I thought Mom could use the company. That's thoughtful. I nodded. Drive safely. After Lily left, the house became painfully quiet. Olivia sat across from me in the living room. You've been acting strange all day. I know. She folded her arms. So, what did you want to talk about? I reached into my briefcase and placed a thick folder on the coffee table. She looked at it. What's that? The truth. She laughed nervously. I don't understand. You will. I opened the folder and slid the first photograph toward her. It showed her standing beside Ryan outside a hotel. Her smile disappeared instantly. She stared at the picture without saying a word. Finally, she looked at me. Where did you get that? I held her eyes. That's not the question you should be asking. Olivia slowly pushed the photograph back toward me. This isn't what it looks like. I stayed calm. Then tell me what it looks like. She took a deep breath. Ryan is a client. I opened the folder again. Clients don't usually hold hands outside hotels. Her face turned pale. You're taking this out of context. I placed another photo on the table. Then another. Then a hotel receipt. Then a flight confirmation. Finally, I laid several printed messages between us. She stared at them without speaking. Still out of context? I asked quietly. She looked away. You've been checking my private things. I've been uncovering the truth. You invaded my privacy. I shook my head. No, Olivia. She crossed her arms. You've been working all the time. So this is my fault. I didn't say that. You just did. She stood up and started pacing. You were never home. I worked to support our family. You cared more about your job. I cared about giving Lily a better life. You stopped paying attention to me. I looked directly into her eyes. If you were unhappy, you could have talked to me. She stayed silent. You could have asked for counseling. Silence. You could have asked for a divorce. More silence. But instead, I gently tapped the stack of evidence. You chose to lie. Tears filled her eyes. I never wanted to hurt you. You already did. It just happened. I shook my head. No. What do you mean? An affair doesn't just happen. She looked down. It starts with a choice. The room fell silent. A loud knock suddenly echoed through the house. Olivia looked confused. Were you expecting someone? Yes. I walked to the front door and opened it. Ryan Carter stood outside. He smiled confidently. I got your message, Olivia. Then he noticed me. Oh. His smile faded. You must be Ethan. I am. He straightened his jacket. I think there's been some misunderstanding. I don't. He stepped inside without waiting for permission. Olivia whispered, Ryan, you shouldn't be here. He ignored her. He looked at me and smiled again. Let's be reasonable. I am. I don't want unnecessary drama. Neither do I. He glanced at the folder on the coffee table. So you've been spying. I've been learning the truth. He laughed. Truth? I nodded. Yes. He folded his arms. What exactly do you think you know? Instead of answering, I handed him the investigation file. He opened it. The confidence slowly disappeared from his face. He turned one page, then another. Hotel records, photos, flight logs, restaurant receipts, private messages. His smile vanished completely. He closed the file. Who gave you this? That doesn't matter. It matters to me. It won't change what's inside. For the first time since walking into my house, Ryan had no answer. Neither did Olivia. The silence between us said more than any excuse ever could. Ryan tossed the file onto the coffee table and looked at Olivia. We need to leave. I stayed where I was. No. Ryan frowned. You don't get to tell us what to do. I do when you're standing in my house. Olivia wiped tears from her face. Ryan, please. He grabbed her arm. Come on. She pulled her hand away. Not now. I spoke calmly. Before anyone leaves, we're finishing this conversation. Ryan laughed. What more is there to say? I looked at Olivia. I have one question. She slowly met my eyes. Did you have a plan to tell me? She covered her face. I don't know. That's not an answer. I was scared. Scared of losing me. She nodded. And still you kept seeing him. Fresh tears rolled down her cheeks. I'm sorry. I took a slow breath. I believed every business trip. She cried harder. I believed every late meeting. I'm sorry. I believed every promise. She couldn't even look at me. Ryan stepped forward. Enough. I turned toward him. This doesn't concern you anymore. It concerns me because Olivia is coming with me. Before anyone could say another word, I heard a small voice from the hallway. Dad. My heart stopped. I turned around. Lily stood there holding her backpack. Her eyes moved from me to Olivia and then to Ryan. What's happening? Nobody answered. She looked at me again. Why is Mom crying? I walked toward her and knelt down. You weren't supposed to be here. Grandma brought me back because I forgot my school project. She looked around the room. Are you fighting? I couldn't lie anymore. I gently held her hands. Mom and I need to make some big changes. Did I do something wrong? My eyes filled with tears. No, sweetheart. Then why is everyone sad? I struggled to find the right words. Our family is going to be different. She stared at me. Are you getting divorced? I closed my eyes for a second. Yes. She started crying. Will I still see both of you? I hugged her tightly. You will always have both of us. You promise? I promise. She buried her face against my shoulder. I don't want our family to break. Neither did I. Olivia walked closer, crying quietly. Lily. Lily looked at her mother. Did you hurt Dad? Olivia couldn't answer. That silence told Lily everything. She held my hand even tighter. Ryan spoke again. Olivia, let's go. She looked at him. For the first time, I saw uncertainty on his face. His confidence was gone. His voice sounded impatient instead. We can't stay here. Olivia whispered. Just give me a minute. He shook his head. This is exactly why I told you not to wait. She looked shocked. What? You should have left months ago. I watched her expression change. She finally realized she wasn't standing beside a man who loved her. She was standing beside a man who only wanted control. Without another word, Ryan walked out and slammed the front door. The house fell silent. A few minutes later, my phone rang. It was Sarah. I've prepared everything, she said. Thank you. Once you give me permission, I'll file the divorce papers. I looked at Lily, who was still holding my hand. Then I looked at Olivia. The woman I had loved for so many years finally understood what her choices had cost. Go ahead, I said quietly. I'm ready. After ending the call, I picked up the evidence folder one last time. I wasn't carrying anger anymore. I was carrying the truth. And for the first time since my daughter unlocked my phone, the lies were finally over.